close-knit family.
Hi.
I am Sue.
I'm Michael.
We are a knitcast coming at you from Armstrong, BC, in the beautiful North Okanagan, Armstrong, BC, of British Columbia, Canada.
Known for its large Canada Day celebrations.
Yes, actually, you know what? Our Canada Day celebrations kind of rock.
Yeah.
I think we have, from what I've heard and seen, one of the better things going on at our park for Canada Day.
We do.
And we can hear it all from here because the park's not far away. But there's live music all day. It's great. Besides that super heavy rainstorm that just went through. So it's July 1st,
It's
2018.
July 1st.
And this is episode 13.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. All right.
So we're gonna...
I didn't tell you what happened when I was at Tim Hortons.
You did not tell me what happened when you were at Tim Hortons just
I went to meet a friend at Tim Hortons
to
chit-chat about life and stuff. It was exciting.
Okay.
Anyway, so we were talking. Okay, I have a bit of a cold, so I might cough now and then.
I'm coming off my cold.
Mike had it last week, gave it to me. I've given it to my husband, so we're making sure everyone shares nicely. Anyway, so I'm not talking. I've got a little bit of the sexy voice going on, not the usual super high. And this is my Canada Day lips.
Ooh.
Anyway.
So we're at Tim Hortons.
and we're actually, some of the stuff we're talking about, we don't really want to share with everybody.
As you do at Tim Hortons.
You know, so we're talking in lower tones and kind of quietly. And once in a while we laugh. You know, and this older couple that was sitting behind my friend.
Yes.
As the lady stands up, she turns and she looks at me and she goes, "Noisy." And she walks away.
What? What?
Excuse me?
Oh God, okay, that reminds me of a story from my job the other day.
Wasn't even being...
Oh
trust me,
God.
we can be noisy.
Oh
and
yeah.
We weren't.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of a story from my job the other day. So one of my jobs is customer service, and this actually happened to one of my coworkers. But anyway, so they're just finishing up the transaction, and the lady makes some comment about, it's gonna rain outside, or some comment about the weather, and my coworker says, oh yeah, I heard it's raining today, but it's gonna be sunny later. And then she just says, "I don't care." Like, lady, you started the conversation, and now, I don't care, and my coworker just was silent for like 5 minutes after that. He had no idea what to say.
People are funny.
Yeah.
People are funny. I wish they'd stayed a little bit longer because, trust me, we could have turned on the noisy.
Oh, they could have.
Well, I don't know how much I could have done because I got my sexy voice is better though. It was sexier yesterday for sure.
Okay.
But
anyway, this is a knitcast, in case you forgot.
I already said that.
Yes, but anyway.
It's a noisy knitcast.
New name?
I don't know. Anyway, so
we have whips.
Knitting to talk about. We have whips.
We might have some hose.
We have to wrap up the cowl.
We've got
Mike's.
I'm going to bring something to the table.
Yeah, we've got events from around the world. We have winners.
We have winners.
And losers.
Oh, I'm the loser.
No losers. We're all winners!
Yay!
Yay!
Okay.
And crochet. I know.
Is that allowed?
Oh my God.
On a knitcast?
Same friend put a post on Facebook and said, "Do any of my friends crochet?" I was like, duh! Like, do you know me? Well, I guess, though, mostly I talk about knitting.
You mostly talk about knitting. But,
yeah, crochet.
Yeah, I actually looked at that post and I was like, Mom knits. She doesn't crochet. So, So, anyway.
All right.
Anyway.
So, I don't know where we should start today.
Probably whips.
I think so.
Okay.
So do you want to go first?
Sure, because nothing has changed with my one whip, because I still haven't gone stash diving. It's just my dice bag. My pocket full of dice.
And
Dice bag.
Let's talk about your dice bag.
Okay.
Well, you know what I did? I went back and I watched some of our early shows, knit casts.
Yes.
Things we put up.
Yes.
And I realized that we've kind of stopped doing the what did you learn this week? Which is kind of what this was about.
Yeah, a little bit of what this was about. So, yeah.
So, what kinds of things has this project?
Well, this project taught me Judy's magic cast on?
I think it's
Judy's magic. Except I did it wrong.
But yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about
But
this
that's
because
okay.
you're supposed
We
to
can
have
talk about it
you're
again.
supposed to I have sort of I call it a pearl bump along the bottom there. You're not supposed to have that. That's just the result of doing Judy's magic cast on and then starting the wrong way.
So this is a Judy's magic cast on.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see it, you can't tell
Whereas with this one you can
that's
see,
what happened there.
With this one you can see that there's a
Yeah.
pearl bump there.
Now, in case you don't know what Judy's magic cast on is,
It is incredibly simple.
I thought, and I wasn't prepared for this, so this is totally spur of the moment. I'm just going to grab a couple of needles here and grab some yarn.
Some very beautiful yarn.
Okay, that yarn is attached to something.
That's attached to something, but it is very beautiful.
So I'm going to try, where is my yarn that's not attached to something? Here's some yarn that's not attached to something.
Okay.
So Judy's magic cast on. And in case, I'm completely wrong, or someone says, that's not how you do it. Okay. You have your 2 needles like this. And I personally, if I could cast everything on this way, this is what I would do. But it's great for the toes if you're doing a toe-up sock.
Yeah, if you're doing something that's like...
Yeah. Or if you're doing slippers and you want to do a sole and build up around. And, the way I used it is a little bit different. I've never seen it used the way I did it. But anyway. Oh, you need a long tail. What?
You need a really long tail.
I forgot that part. So, you got your 2 needles like this. You've got a slip knot on your needle. And this is hard to hold because they don't have strings on them. But you bring, there we are. You bring your yarn over this one. And then you bring this yarn over the other side. And you're kind of twisting them. I hadn't planned on doing this. This is very spur of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. What am I doing?
You're doing Judy's magic cast on.
I know, but I'm doing it wrong.
Oh. It's bottom.
There we go.
Yeah, top over
but
bottom.
But it's kind of...
Bottom over top.
It becomes very rhythmic once you get started.
Mm-hmm.
If you stop, you can be kind of screwed up. But anyway, so you get your double cast on. The bottom part, that would be the inside. And when you knit that, it looks like you did solid knitting with no... It doesn't look... Yeah, there's no seam. It's absolutely seamless.
Mm-hmm.
So you can look that up. Google it. Judy's Magic Cast On.
Maybe we'll put a link in the description?
Sure.
We'll put a link in the description.
Personally, I love Judy's Magic Cast On. And if I could find more ways to use it, I would. Because it's like my favorite cast.
Yeah, I can see the use of Judy's Magic Cast On. I just did it wrong.
Yeah. And that's okay.
I did it right. But then I started knitting wrong. You just
started knitting on it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's allowed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's that. So that was your...
That's my whip.
That's your whip.
Yes.
All right. And that's it? That's it for now.
That's my whip.
Okay. I was going to say I was really monogamous this week.
Were you?
But I wasn't.
No, you weren't.
Well, knitting I was.
Oh, yes. Yes. Sorry, we're talking about knitting, yes.
So, excuse me?
Michael, shut up!
Come back here. Just for the record, I was very monogamous this week in all things, excluding and including. Okay, good.
Sorry.
All right, honey, if you're watching.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, love you too, son. Okay, so
Just gonna. There we go.
he's doing his hiding. Don't even worry about it, dude. I know that you had, some meaning behind what you were saying, and we're just going to go with that. Anyway.
Yeah, I meant this as a joke.
So,
anyway.
Yes. I have
that
been...
Is beautiful.
This is what I didn't talk about last week. So, I've been knitting away at this. I showed this yarn before. This is the BC Orchards yarn from Knit Pick. Mid-knit.
Mid-knit cravings.
Mid-knit cravings. And we've got the blackberry and the fruit stand and the freestone peach. And then I've just started into Bartlett pear, and then it carries on up into Granny Smith, which I intentionally pulled out, but apparently I don't know where I put it. Anyway, so I'm just making, this is a little, it's going to be a little
pullover, sweater.
No, a little mini cardigan, but I have no intention of having buttons or any sort of joining down the front, and just little cap sleeves. It's got a leaf lace pattern on it, and I plan to call it a stroll in the orchard.
Ooh. And
I've been just knitting like crazy on this because this yarn is so pretty. We got washed out again. There we back. And I've been randomly putting in some mohair. So you can see these sort of, down in this part, it's this pinky purple color. And up into here, we've got some more of it. And I've just started using the green up here. I've started putting in a little bit of the green. Just to give it a little bit of, I don't know, je ne sais quoi.
Fuzz.
A little bit of fuzz, but it's so soft.
Yes, mohair is very soft.
Just silky. And so anyway, so this I have been fairly monogamous with this week. I haven't worked on my other projects. I haven't worked on my socks. I haven't worked on my shawl. I haven't worked on my sweater. Okay, I've come to a decision.
Uh-oh. Well, okay.
About my sweater.
Yes. Ooh.
And that actually helps with my decision. That was one of the little end things that keeps your knitting from coming off its cords.
Yeah, touch the cord.
I'm pulling it out.
Mom!
I'm gonna pull it out.
But
I am so unhappy with this color.
Oh, okay.
I am so unhappy with this color. And I am going to tear this out. At least probably back to the collar. But reality is I'm not happy with it the way it is. I'm probably going to go up a needle size. At least I'm not happy with the gauge. I'm so not happy with this color. And there's some other things that I want to do, and so I'm tearing it out. I'm going to knit it again. But that's what happens when you're trying to design something.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple other ideas about things that I want to change up about it. So you won't see it again because it's going bye-bye. And we're happy about that. It's a good thing. Time will tell, right?
Yeah.
So we mentioned crochet.
We did.
My girlfriend's having a birthday party next week, and she's doing a 70s crochet, a 70s game show theme. So yes, she said, does anyone crochet? Because another friend, who's actually more of an acquaintance, but that's okay, had wanted a crocheted
Halter
top. Thank you. Now she's a beautiful lady, but she's tiny, as can be evidenced by this. So anyway, she had a picture that was all white, but looked kind of like this. So I'm just kind of making this up as I go along, and making this halter top for her. Yeah, so, well, actually, seeing how that is on you, it probably will be all right on her. So, that is my crochet project. Those of you who are regular followers of our Knitcast will recognize the colors from my graphite tank. So this is Pima cotton. And it's so soft.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, we'll see, right? This is I think it's gonna be good. So that's why I'm this one's on a real time frame, all you'll get is a picture of it in the future, because next time we do this, the party will be over and she'll have it, and that's that. So I think those are my whips.
Okay. Then Cal?
Yeah, it's time to finish up the knit along, which actually finished
like a week ago.
Last week.
Over a week ago. Anyway, I finally finished it. I got there.
Yay!
Yay!
Look how
it really stretched out in blocking.
Okay, superwash yarn, everybody.
Woo!
Yay!
So,
and it's wet right now.
And it's wet right now.
It's not dry. But
it smells like wool.
It smells like, and it's got
mohair on it. But I really like this.
I think it looks great.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so mine's done.
Yay!
I should probably post something in the faux thread about it.
Yeah, you probably should.
Probably
should. And Mike?
Yes?
You get a prize!
I get a prize?
Even though you didn't finish on time. So I made these for Michael.
Oh.
I made these stitch markers.
Oh.
And that's his little prize. So there's like 4. Pardon me, there's 5. What? Really? There's 5 stitch markers and a progress keeper.
Cool.
And in case you haven't noticed about me, I like things that are kind of natural. So these are little rocks and stones and shell bits. And
cool.
So congratulations.
Well, thank you.
On finishing your tilted cowl. Now, somebody who finished on time,
yes,
is the winner.
And was also not involved in the organization of this.
Yeah. I finished on time.
You finished on time.
And I don't get to be part of it.
No, because you were...
So, we had so many entries.
So many.
So we had to get a big bag to hold them all.
Huge. Yeah.
And Mike put everybody's name in here earlier. And we're going to draw the winner right here, right now. The winner will be receiving this lovely skein of Color Adventures yarn. It's a beautiful gray, light tonal gray. It's very, it's you know what? Yeah, the color's not bad there. So, who's gonna be the winner?
It's gonna be
so many things for Mike to reach through in there.
The winner is Vicky!
Vicky V. Shaw, you won!
You won!
You are a wiener. So, Vicky, if you're watching, and I know you do, I'll bring this with me, if I remember, on Tuesday night. And I'll see you with you. So thank you everyone who joined Mike.
Thank you.
And man, I love seeing all the different tilted cowls and the way they knit up. They're great. And thank you for joining us. And Vicky, that will be coming out at ya. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Okay,
so that was the cowl.
So that was the cowl. And what does Mike bring to the table?
What does Mike bring to the table? Well, Mom.
Yes.
How do you like B-rated horror movies?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Because you can be the star in your very own B-rated horror movie in Betrayal at House on the Hill.
Dun, dun,
not at the House on the Hill, just at House on the Hill. In Betrayal at House on the Hill, you play as a group of adventurers who have been brought to the House on the Hill. And it is your job to try to explore the house, learn its secrets, have events, find items. The house is different every time you explore it. There are 3 floors. And eventually, one of you is going to be revealed to be the traitor.
No!
Who has brought everyone to the house to live out one of 50 possible scenarios. And you don't know which scenario you're playing, you don't know who the traitor is until it begins. This is a great game with so much replay value. The learning curve is a little bit daunting to look at, but once you start playing and rolling with the punches, it's so good. Recommended for ages 12 plus, for between 3 and 6 players. The box says playing time 1 hour. I find an hour and a half is a little bit more accurate. The one thing I will say is you do need to be prepared for the rules to be spread across 3 different rule books, which is necessary for how the haunt system and the traitors and the survivors, it's necessary for that to work, for there to be 3 different rule books.
The game kind of goes in segments.
Yeah.
So you've got a different, like the rules sort of change as you hit a different.
Well, yeah. There's 2 primary segments: exploration, where you just explore the house, and then the haunt, where one player gets the traitor book, everyone else gets the survivor book, and you figure out what haunt you're doing based on the game state. Yeah. And if you play a couple games of Betrayal at House on the Hill and you really like it, I highly cannot recommend enough, the Widow's Walk expansion. More than just providing 50 more scenarios to play with, it provides some rules clarifications, which are actually, they're a little bit important. But they're rules clarifications on, like, which rooms have windows, which comes up. So, yeah.
Cool.
Betrayal at House on the Hill.
And I'm going to backtrack on us a little bit.
Okay.
Because just like I said earlier, we've lost our habit of. So, Mike.
Yes.
What did you learn?
Oh gosh, what did I learn?
Working on your tilted, like what kind? Yeah.
Well, I learned to make one left, make one right. I sort of learned the guard tab cast on. I'm not sure I'd be able to do that again though.
It's you know what, you could do it. It's just tricky.
Yeah.
It's just tricky.
And
it's right.
It's on the side or is it on the other side? No, it's right there.
It's dead center in the front.
I learned patience.
Ah.
Because there were a lot of times in here where I was like, I need to pull back because my stitch count is wrong. And then I got to sort of near the end and my stitch count was wrong. And I was like, you know what? At this point, it doesn't matter.
That was me calling from across the room. Seriously, do you have any more eyelets to do?
No.
Doesn't matter. Just go with it.
Yeah. I think this was the first project I used lifelines on.
Yes.
So, and those were a lifesaver
Mm-hmm.
when I had them appropriately placed.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just sort of the shaping of a cowl, and this was sort of the first project with a lot of shape to it. Because if I hold it out in all of its stretched out blocked glory, it has this sort of this shape.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool. Right on. Okay. So I thought it might be interesting just because it came up at knit night.
Yes.
Knit night? I don't know.
It came up. Something came up.
I think it was at knit night.
It was not the phlegm that Mom just coughed up.
No. Thank you for that.
I'm sorry.
But we talked about organization.
Oh.
And, I think you've already found, like, you start accumulating tools and things. You start becoming aware that, like, there's stuff you need on a regular basis and there's certain tools.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really hard to know how the heck it was at midnight, how to organize it. And one of the ladies I knit with had this cute bag. It was about this big around, and all around the outer edge of it were little pockets.
Okay.
And then inside, anyway, it was this big. It was so cute. And you could put all your needles, your interchangeable needles could go all around the outside, and then in the inside you had space for some of the other things. I got this little case.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know how many years ago. And this is literally, if I'm going to knit, everything but the yarn is in here. So when I head out to go knitting, I grab this and go. If I sit down with a new project, I grab this. If I'm knitting and I need something, I grab this. So what this is or has in it. So there's at the front, there's somewhere for all my interchangeable needles. And there's more space at the back. That's my bingo sheet, I think. No, it might be my chart. Anyway.
We'll grab it.
At the back, there's more little pockets where I've got more interchangeable needles or some of the ones with cords. Got some DPNs in there. I have a cable needle here. It doesn't usually live there. Sometimes you'll find a darning needle there. Just because if I'm in a hurry and I just stick it in there and I'll put it away more better later. Up here, I haven't come up with a really good use for this yet except a cell phone, but why would I put a cell phone in here? In these little pouches, I put all my cords. So I keep my cords all organized in there. The back of that has a zipper, and I have some other needles and some stitch holders and things in there. And then it's got this see-through pouch. And guess what? You can see through it and see many of the things I've got. So I've got stitch markers. I've got my ruler and needle gauge. I have some snips, scissors. I've got some tape for marking patterns. My other scissors are in here. I've got my stoppers for my needles. Measuring tape is in here. Like everything that I need for knitting is in this little bag, and it's so nice to know that it's just all there and it's organized and I can get at it really easily. So if you're finding a frustration in your stuff's all over the place and you can't find anything when you need it, and sometimes you don't know where to look, and you knew you had it, but you're not quite sure. I'm not saying that's never going to happen again, but a lot of people don't think of this as a tool, but organization can be a huge tool. I feel like I was talking about someone there. Anyway.
A person named organization.
So, yeah, consider that. Finding something that works for you, something that you can get all your stuff sorted out and organized in. I know a lot of people have accessory pouches and things, but it's like everything I need is right there. And even with, like, I've been thinking about getting that new needle set, and they can come in their own little pouch, which would hold the needles. And I'm like, the first thing I'm going to do is put those needles into my case so that they're with everything else. And even, like, okay, I talked about these bags last week, and I love these bags, but even putting something into these little pockets, how many different bags are you going to put little things in, and how often are you going to find them? So, yeah. Anyway, so that was just my little about organization.
I need something for organizing.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
My stuff is currently spread all over my desk.
Literally.
Yeah.
At least grab one of those handy-dandy paper bags. Or even some Ziplocs and pop it in here.
Yeah.
Or something. But get it all together.
I will, yeah.
And mostly right now you use a lot of my stuff. But again, you can find it in there, can't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know
right
exactly where to look.
And even, gosh, I was doing something one day and I remember calling and saying, grab my yellow case for me, and in the blah, 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 you'll find. And anyway. All right. So.
Events from around the world?
From around the world. Woo. All right. So, on Thursday, July 5th, is the Griffin Dye Works annual retreat at Lake Arrowhead in California.
Ooh, California.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds nice. Yeah. Griffin Dye Works. So I'm curious if it's going to be, if it's just like knitting, or if I mean, they must be a dyeing company. I really should have looked that up. If I was going to talk about it, I should have looked that up.
Want to go to California?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
but first I want to go to the ones in England and in Iceland.
Oh, yeah.
And because honestly, right now, please don't anyone be offended, but I don't really want to go to the States right now.
Yeah.
Okay. On Saturday, July 7th, it's the TKG Summer Knit in Public Day.
Ooh.
In Toronto, Ontario.
TKG, Toronto Knit
Guild?
Group.
I don't know. But they're having a Summer Knit in Public Day on Saturday, July 7th. And on Saturday, July 14th, it's Yarningham 2018. Be there. At the Ufcomi Center in Birmingham, the West Midlands, England. Yeah, it is. So, events from around the world. Yes. And Mary, I'm sorry I confused you last week with my if you snoozed, you losed. And in case I confused anybody else, that was a play on if you snooze, you lose. But it was past tense because by the time...
But it's already past tense.
If you snooze, you lose. It's like, get in before 9 o'clock today. If you snooze, you lose. Yeah. So if you snooze between now and then, you're going to lose. But, so then I was saying, if you snoozed, because it was the next day or two later, so if you snoozed, you losed. So, sorry that was confusing, Mary. I think that was what was causing you concern. So, I think that is probably
about it.
That's
probably about it.
So, thanks for joining.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for joining us if it's your first time.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming back if you're coming back to see us regularly. Oh, you know what? No, there was one more thing that I did want to say.
Okay.
Today on Instagram, something popped up from a fellow knitter. And I'll be honest, I don't know this person personally. And many of you may have also seen this post, potentially. And the question that popped up was, how do you talk to your doctor about anxiety without sounding like a quack?
Huh.
And I thought it was like, okay, it's an important thing. Because you just do it. If anyone has ever wondered how you do it, you just do it. And you're not the first person who's ever gone to the doctor and said, something's not quite right. I'm not sure, but I think I might need medication. Tell the doctor why you don't think things are right. Mm-hmm. Don't make light of it. Anxiety is a real thing. Mm-hmm. Here you go. I've been medicated for depression for probably close to 15 years. And, you know, the doctors have said, like, a lot of people can get medicated, get better, get off the medication. In my case, I don't see that happening. I'm probably going to need to... I always need to be medicated.
You see, Mom.
Yeah.
If your brain can't produce its own serotonin, store-bought is fine.
You know, and just, you know, if you do need, it's a medical thing. It's not a weakness thing. Mm-hmm. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. And you know, like, yeah. But what I did say to her, I said, okay, think about it though. Would you rather be talking to your doctor about an STD? I think I'd rather go in and say, you know, having a little trouble coping. Then I think I picked up an STD. But that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Anyway,
from person to person.
Absolutely different from person to person. Point is, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Mm-hmm. If you think you might need help, ask for it. Mm-hmm. I have regular panic attacks and anxiety, and the first time I had one, I ended up we went to the emergency. I thought I was dying. Everyone around me thought I was dying. I lost the use of my lower body. I couldn't walk. It was crazy. And then we got to the hospital, and they put me in the little room that they do when they're assessing you and stuff. And right away, boom, I was better. And they said, you know, we think you've had a panic attack, but we're going to do all these other tests. And I was like, are you kidding me? I have no reason to be panicking about anything. Then they made me list out all the stuff going on in my life. And it was like, oh, okay, yeah. And they say, you might not realize that you're feeling anxious about something, but your brain is having some trouble coping with all the stuff that it's processing. And it's okay to say, hey, you know what? I need help. Mm-hmm. So please don't ever be embarrassed about that. Don't feel weak. And if you need help, ask for it. Mm-hmm.
And also, if you know someone who is in a similar situation, reach out to them. Because they may feel awkward coming to you to reach out. So reach out to them regularly.
Yeah, you bet. So that was our little PSA for today. Mm-hmm. For anyone who doesn't know what PSA is, that's public service announcement. Mm-hmm.
You know what helps me with my anxiety?
What?
Knitting.
Yeah. So I was like, wait a minute, a knitter's got anxiety problems. Of course we do.
Yeah.
That's why we knit. That's why nobody disturbs me when I'm knitting. Let her knit. It'll all be better in the long run if you just let her knit. And anxiety shows itself in different ways to different people. So, I actually just, a couple months ago, I had pretty much a complete anxiety breakdown. And nobody else even recognized it. But as soon as the thing that was making me so anxious was cut off, I was a completely different person. And that's when people went, holy, didn't realize how much that was affecting you. So anyway, there we go. Enough about that.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you.
Thank you
for joining us. Thank you if you're coming back. Subscribe. That just really, honestly, that just makes us feel good.
Yeah.
Likes help to sort of have us show up on other people's places where they might like to see us too.
Yeah. Share does that a little more directly. And
And if you want to you can, if you share, and then you can copy the link. So if you're wondering how you can share it, say to Facebook or Instagram or something, if you go into the little share thing, the link comes up. Mike taught me that. What else? I'm sure there's something else.
The little bell icon.
So
Comment.
So that's it, I guess.
That's it. Okay, well, keep your knitting close and your family closer. Bye.